Good morning, everyone. Let's get this bread. First thing to start out this video, what happened over the weekend at the Trump rally? Hey, that was pretty wild. It's not cool. Do be aware. There are many ways it could affect the stock market. So in this video, we're going to go over the levels you need to be paying attention to. Support, resistance, supply and demand, all that stuff we normally go over. But just pay more attention to it today. All right, starting out looking at the data, we have Empire State Manufacturing Index, an hour before market open, and then 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Fed Chair Powell speaks. He's been speaking a good amount the past week. I wouldn't expect him to have anything too crazy to say, but if he does, just be on the lookout. All right, going on to earnings. Looking at earnings today, we have Goldman Sachs pre-market and nothing too crazy aside from that. But looking at our last ones, we had JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Citi on Friday. So just know that that can affect some things, as well as tomorrow we have Bank of America, UNH, Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab, Interactive Brokers. So if you want to play any of those, try to play any earnings run-ups, or just try to play earnings, hey, all these occur pre-market tomorrow. Now going on to the charts. So starting the day off looking at the QQQ, this is what I see here. We're going to chart this together. So right now on the QQQ, I see a supply zone right here. So it could, so the first level to watch out for is going to be kind of this 500 level. There is a demand zone all the way up to about 503. There's liquidity at 505, so it's possible it could come retest as high. But your first, if I were to draw levels and price targets today, first level you need to watch, it's going to be right here at about 500. Next level you're going to need to watch, going to be right here about 503. And then final level I will watch is about 505. If we get and hold above all those levels, it could keep running. Now looking at the SPY. All right, so the SPY is currently trying to make new highs, testing new highs. So right here, I'm going to put support. Support's going to be kind of this 561 level. I'm going to throw the next level of resistance right there around 563. And then the final area, the final target, I'll put right here around 563.68. And if it gets above there, it can run. Honestly, it can continue running there, but we've already kind of made a run. We got this gap here, so I'm going to throw support on the SPY right here around 560. Looking at Tesla, I got lines everywhere on this. All right, so it looks like the lines are kind of holding up though. So these are a bunch of trend lines, support and resistance. All right, we kind of broke above that level, so let me get rid of that. Kind of broke above that, so let's get rid of that. All right, now looking at it. All right, so I'm gonna put support on Tesla right here around 550. So we're going to call support for Tesla 550. Resistance right now is going to be this trend line that I drew on the 4-hour charts. If you want to draw it yourself, you can draw it yourself. I'm going to actually delete that one. So yeah, this old trend line we had on Tesla is now serving as a resistance. If we pop above that, Tesla could run to the upside. Going on, looking at DJT, you can see this thing got a pop since there was an attempt on Trump. All right, so looking at this, here, let me look on a higher time frame. The chart on this is kind of ugly, not gonna lie. Okay, honestly, when it comes to supply and demand, I'm not sure how I feel about it. So we're gonna play with support and resistance. So, all right, with this one, there's resistance at 47. The next level is going to be right here, about 52. And then I'm going to put the final resistance up here around 56. So those are kind of the areas I would watch. And there is a gap right here. I'm not going to call this demand. I'm going to draw it like a demand zone. If it falls around here to this 32 level, may not even fall today, but if it falls in that area, that may be a good area to pick up some upside on this, just because, I mean, first off, there's not too much downside. Well, there is if it comes back down here, but I can't see any reason this will come down after what happened. I can see it coming down from here because that was a violent move to the upside. It's up 49% after hours, but beyond that, no reason. All right, going on, looking at Palantir. All right, looks like Palantir is back above this trend line. There is a little bit of a gap, but right here we are above kind of last resistance around about 250, which is, I guess now is going to serve as our support if we stay above that. Move these out of here. All right, so if we hold above here, also got this trend line right here. If we can stay above this trend line, just be aware of that. And the next target is around 29.25. Amazon's actually in a demand zone. So this here, I'm not sure if it's going to consolidate from here or come down, but Amazon is in a demand zone, and the next target would be about 200, 201, or for it to come down and make a new low. But right now, Amazon is still technically in an uptrend, so the next thing we'd be looking for is for it to come break the 200 and go for new highs. Nvidia is once again in an uptrend and trying to make its way up. It's following this trend line. Resistance is going to be right here around this 131 level. So it's kind of at resistance right now. If Nvidia can get above this 131 level, hey, it can keep moving. Next target is about 135. Then beyond that, it's about 140. Nike is trending down. Keep an eye out for it if that's something that interests you. And then last but not least, hey, the dollar is trending down. As the dollar trends down, the value of stocks tend to trend up. So just be aware of that. If you made it this far, be sure to smash the like button. That is your watch list for the day, family. Let's get this bread.